right, let's get Lainey some help here. She owes her dad more than she thinks or she thought she did. Hey, Lainey, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, what's going on with Pops here?
So, don't get me wrong. I love my parents, but my dad, I think he's totally in the wrong. He wants me to pay for something that he never ran by me beforehand. So there's construction going on in our neighborhood, and I got a nail in one of my tires.
Oh, so annoying when that happens.
That's super annoying. I had to go to work, and my dad offered, to drop me off at work and then go get the tire fixed for me. Now, he did say that I would have to pay for it, teaching me responsibility and all. I was like, sure, okay, that's a given. So I have no clue how much something like that would even cost, but he told me it would be around $40. And so he picks me up from work, and he tells me that my car wasn't safe enough to drive and that I needed new tires. And so he actually went and replaced all the tires, and now I owe him $450.
What?
And apparently that's a deal. So yes, I worked, and yes, I have money saved up. He knows all that. But he also knows that I was saving my money for a girls' trip to Charleston with my sorority sisters before heading back to school. And so I got to chip in for the Airbnb, gas money. I mean, you know how expensive everything is nowadays, and every little thing adds up. My dad says that I should be responsible and that I should bail on the trip and use that money for the tires instead. And now I really don't think that I should have to pay for the tires that my dad bought without my approval. Like, I get he was looking out for my safety, but that's a whole $400 difference. And being in the situation that I am, I would have even settled for like used tires. They're a thing.
Well, it sounds like you had used tires, and they needed to be replaced.
But I had other plans for that money, and so I want y'all to be real with me. Like, am I in the wrong here? Who's right and who's wrong? Because now I have a debt of $450.
Okay, the line I heard here was you asking us to be real with you, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, guys.
Oh.
I'm actually torn, and because at first I was with Dad. I'm like, at the end of the day, it's your car. You got to be responsible for what happens. That is a valuable life lesson. Sometimes things pop up and you didn't plan on them, and now you have to do what you have to do. At the same time, if I were in her shoes, I would feel like before you make the purchase, at least give me an opportunity to tell you if this is what I want to do. If I want to drive my car around unsafe because I don't want to pay for it, or if I want to make it a Flintstone car and use my foot to get around, that's on me. I feel like Dad should have at least gave me a heads up and gave me a choice on what I want to do with my money.
Oh, I'm totally on your side. Think about if your dad loaned you his credit card and he said, go to the store, I just need apples. And then you go to the store and you get apples, but then you also see there's buy one, get one Oreos. So then you get the Oreos, and then you also see there's a good deal on steak, and you get all this food that like, okay, the family might eat, but they actually didn't ask for. You're using money that he didn't approve for. So I feel like if this was reversed, we would be telling you that you owe your dad all of this money for things that you bought that he didn't ask for. So I'm with you here.
Oh, I'm starting to get heated. Go ahead, Kristen.
I'm trying to get off the fence here because, yes, that is the definition of life. You think you have money allotted for one thing, and then life is like, ha-ha, you're going to have to spend it on this instead, like docks and boats and stuff.
It cost me $56 that I didn't see coming.
So, yeah, your dad definitely was looking out for your safety because apparently your car was not safe enough to drive. And if your dad knows cars, I'm sure the mechanics didn't pull one over on him. He could probably see how worn the tires were, and he made a judgment call. Lainey would try to come in with a compromise. Be like, listen, I know my car needed new tires, but you didn't run this by me. So I would just come up with a payment plan for my dad and be like, I still want to live my life. I still want to go to Charleston with my girlfriends. This is what I plan to do. You made this purchase without consulting me, which I don't think was cool. So I will pay you $50 a month and I will pay them off and we'll do a payment plan.
I don't hate your payment plan idea. But
without interest, because Bank of Dad has no interest.
But, Lainey, I got to give you the dad's perspective here, okay? So dad brings your car in, and when I was in college, man, I ran those tires so hard that literally you could see the steel sticking up from the rubber. It wasn't even dangerous. So your dad, so it wasn't even safe. So your dad takes the car in for this one tire, but in good conscience, if the mechanic is telling him these are dangerous tires, your dad can't say, well, I'll let her drive on it and she can make that decision. As a father, he wants to protect you. He got proactive and he would never be able to live with himself if he left that place with bald tires and you got into an accident and it was because of the tires. So I think he did the absolute right thing. Now, do you feel out of control because that's your money? You betcha. And Kristen's idea of a payment plan is a good one. But your dad's heart was in the right place, and I feel like he absolutely did the right thing.
You ain't trying to hear that, huh?
Yep.
She's like, that's not why I called the police.
She's like, can you guys bring Abby back on? She was on my side.
Where's Abby?
I mean, you have options here. You can listen to whoever's opinion that you want.
I mean, I know you want to go to Charleston, but it would be very hard to go to Charleston if you were dead from a car that had bald tires. So I'm on Pop's side here, but I think out of all four advice here, you got a nice compromise.
Payment plan is a good idea, too.
Mm-hmm.
Does that resonate with you at all?
Yep. Okay. Payment plan sounds good, I guess.
All right. I'll work it out.
She's like, I didn't want to pay for the tire.
The Bert Show.